This easy pork chop brine is a great way to add flavor to pork chops and also to help them come out juicy and tender. This quick brine for pork chops only takes 30 minutes and you'll never want to make your pork chops any other way. Dry, tasteless pork chops no more. In this post, we're teaching you all about brining pork chops and why you should do it. What is a pork chop brine? A brine is a way to add both incredible flavor and tenderness to meat before cooking. A simple brine is made from water and salt. Many times other flavors such as sugar, herbs, and spices are added as well. Did you know? Brining was originally used as preservation for meat in times before refrigeration. Why should I brine my pork chops? There are 3 main reasons why you should brine your pork chops before cooking. Flavor: brining your pork is going to infuse your meat with salty deliciousness. You can think of it as an intense marinade or flavor bath. Texture: brining helps break down the toughness of your meat, leaving the texture as smooth as can be when you bite into it. Moisture: the salt actually helps the pork chops retain moisture, which in turn makes the texture pretty dang delicious. You'll notice that typically only leaner cuts of meat such as turkey, chicken, or pork chops, and this is because of their low fat content. Brining truly does help your lean cuts of meat come out nice and moist. Dry brine versus wet brine: you'll notice that our pork chop brine recipe calls for water, and that is because it is a wet brine. A dry brine only uses salt and the natural moisture from the meat instead of adding an extra moisture from water. What you need in addition to water and salt: our go-to pork chop brine recipe calls for a few flavor add-ins. Water, salt, apple juice, peppercorns, orange peel, bay leaf. We love that the apple juice adds a bit of sweetness to counterbalance the salt, and the orange peel is 100% necessary. A little citrus goes a long way in wet brines. What kind of pork chops should I use? Any kind of pork chops will work for this easy pork chop brine. You'll notice in the photos we're using a thick cut bone in pork chop, but boneless pork chops work too. How to brine pork chops: brining pork chops is super simple and 100% worth the extra effort in the end. Here is how to make a quick brine for pork chops. Add water and salt to a large bowl. Whisk the two together until the salt fully dissolves. Add the rest of the ingredients into the brine and whisk again. Place pork chops into a large gallon-sized bag or casserole dish and pour in the brine. Squish things around, making sure that the pork is submerged and covered. Let the pork chops sit in the brine for 30 to 45 minutes. How long to brine pork chops? We recommend letting your pork chops brine for around 30 to 45 minutes. You can let them brine right on the counter so that they're at room temperature before cooking. Can I brine my pork chops for too long? We don't recommend letting your pork chops brine for too long, or the meat could get tough and mushy. What should I brine my pork chops in? We recommend using a deep casserole dish or a plastic gallon-sized bag. Should I season my pork chops after brining? You are more than welcome to just cook your pork chops as is after they have sat in the brine for 30 minutes. However, sometimes we like to add some of our homemade pork rub or any other seasoning to give them even more flavor. How to cook pork chops after brining? Are your pork chops brined and ready to go? Here are a few methods on how to cook pork chops once they've been brined. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.